Hello everybody and Happy New Year! Happy New Year 2024 or 2024. And within this video I want to jump in, I want to do a little forecast or check the energy, the energetical vibe for us as a collective for this year 2024. So numerologically, from a numerological perspective, this is a number 8 year, and I just googled it again. I mean, I'm not a pro in numerology, even though I know quite a bit. In the tarot, it's connected to the strength card, for example, and yeah, I think that kind of like sets the tone in some way. But we will check it out in a bit. But yeah, I found like a sentence that I really like, and that's exactly how I feel about the 2024. So it says, the energy of this 8 year is inspiring everyone to break free of convention, take action, and bring their dreams to life. And I actually just posted a little reel from like a series. It's called Marvelous Miss Maisel. Quite funny for those who don't know it. I actually really enjoyed watching it, and because I thought about that series quite a few times, and I had like the feeling that this series, or like the like Miss Maisel, like the main character from the show, kind of like represents perfectly the energy that I am feeling for. That's like, you know, like what we're called to do in this new year. So she is quite rebellious on some level, and really starts to break out of old patterns, or not necessarily even old patterns, like that too, but old ways of doing things. You know, like she's like being seen as a rebel from her folks. And it's not a fictional, it is a fictional character, so it's not, you know, like it has, I guess. I don't know, I didn't do research on it. But yeah, so like around that time where this series is placed in I think in the 50s or 60s probably, early 60s or something, she would have been quite rebellious and quite new. And she also really learns how to express her truth and speak her truth, even though like against all convention and stuff. And she carves her own way, and actually becomes in the end like quite successful with that, even though she has to like endure and move through a lot of challenges before she reaches that point. So yeah, that really, I don't know, I just had to think about that character or that TV show. And so I posted a little reel on my story. But yeah, so what else did I want to tell you? So like in this reading, we will do a 7-card spread. We will look into the energy that is leaving, the energy that is coming in for us as a collective, and the key theme, most importantly for us, the key challenge and the key opportunity. This card spread is also the basic spread I use for personal card readings, for like annual readings, whether it's your birthday or New Year. So if you want to book a personal reading, this is kind of like what we would do in the half hour, the first half hour, or the whole reading. If you only, like, there are 3 different options. So I have like a mini reading available, where you can get the information that is important for you in like 15 minutes roundabout. And then there's a half hour spread and an hour where we will look into more, like into specific topics more deeply after we did this spread. So that would be like career, relationships, and your most important dreams or wishes. Yeah. So if you're interested in that, write me a message, or you can go to my website, hanabinu.com. And I'm actually also like, you know, like I'm like really thinking of like, yeah, I'm like planning on a lot of stuff that will support us during these next months, because I have like the feeling that it can get quite challenging. Not that the last year wasn't challenging, at least for me it really was. So yeah, I faced like a lot of challenges. I just saw I just saw a card that was like quite like in a way representing my last year. But yeah, so like this year, I think it's really building strength, standing strong. I think it will be have a lot to do with determination, focus, and for like, I didn't really do a collective spread, and also like now within this reading, I will more like focus on what is helpful for us, like, so like for, you know, like this is like, I will not tap into all the different kinds of things that may or may not happen, or might not happen. I actually don't really know how to use these two, but more like focus on, like, as always I said, the intention, what is most important for us to know right now in order for us to be in alignment with our highest good and the highest good of all. And that is also like the intention that I set in personal readings. And because, you know, like I have the feeling that within these next months, we might be challenged even more to, it might get turbulent in our personal lives, but also in our in the collective, like in the collective field. I'm just looking at this card. I will use actually this deck. It's called the Tarot of the Divine. I really love it because the cards are connected to fairy tales and myths, and so like I thought like this is really nice for annual readings or readings that, you know, like have like a bigger time frame on them or attached to them, because you know, like myths and fairy tales and all these things really kind of like represent collective themes for us also, and that's why they work on a subconscious level. So like if you read a story or a fairy tale or a myth, they like kind of like represent and show us human patterns or human topics that, you know, like are not only important for us as individuals, but more like are like reoccurring themes or important themes and topics for us as humans, as a race, so to say. If that is the, I don't know. So I would just threw that card again into it, but it was like representing, it was the 10 of Wands, and it was representing, or the fairy tale attached to it, I don't really know the name of it right now, I might look it up, but there is like, it talks about having to move through quite heavy stuff, like really, really having to move through our fears and through the darkness. But what, like, there's this little girl, or I don't know how old she is. Let's just say that she's 15, so not that little anymore. But yeah, and she really has to face, or has to move through fears, and she is guided through those fears by her intuition, by her light, by the guidance that surrounds her. So that was quite interesting that I just looked at that. All right, is there anything else that I want to... Yeah, so like that is like probably also like the, you know, like the intention for my personal, for my annual readings, because I want to offer like guidance that it will help us to stay connected to our truth, to stay connected to ourselves, to our true selves, and to our light and to our soul, and to, so like we know, like we kind of have like some support and guidance and help and know what to focus on when we are challenged. So in situations that get rough or seem like they would get rough, sometimes it looks more heavy than it turns out to be in the end, right? All right, yeah, so let's just tap into the reading. I might cut out some things that, you know, like the shuffling process probably, because that might be boring for you. And all these kinds of things. All right, so see you in a bit. So I want to set the intention together with you guys. The intention would be, before I'm shuffling and picking the cards, the intention is that we stay grounded and receive information that will tell us about the most important topic, the most important theme to watch out for within the coming months, within the year 2024. that is most important for us to know, as well as the key challenges and the key opportunities. So in order for us to be in alignment with our highest good and the highest good of all. All right, so I picked the cards. I will turn them around now. Oh, interesting. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They are freaking all in reverse. All the cards except the last one are in reverse. Oh my God. What does that mean? All right, and it's really, really funny because as the theme for 2024, look what came out. So it wasn't like, like I put it back earlier, and so like that I actually already talked about the theme. So that's really, really interesting. 2 other cards fell out with that one. Let's go through them one by one, and I will show you the last. They didn't flip, so I put them underneath it, but I kind of have the feeling that they are part of the spread. All right, as the energy leaving, we have strength in reverse, actually, which is interesting because, as I just told you earlier, the strength card is kind of like the representative for the number 8, like it's the 8th card of the tarot. So usually that would be, wouldn't be seen as the theme of this year. But it was in reverse, so we will take care of that soon. So like that is the energy that is leaving. So like kind of like what we are releasing from the last year. The energy that is coming in is the 6 of Wands in reverse. So I would say that's already like part of the challenge. Then the key challenge is this, the 5 of Wands. I will also show it to you in the upright actually. But I will also talk about it. I will hold it for you later because I will talk about it again for sure. And then the key opportunity is the 9 of Coins, the 9 of Pentacles, which also in reverse, but very auspicious. Then we have what is helpful. The High Priestess, also in reverse. I don't know why she came out in reverse, so you will see. Okay. So, and the what is hindering is the... Is that the Queen of Wands? Yeah, the Queen of Wands in reverse. That's also interesting because the story that is connected to it is about the Hawaiian goddess Pele, and I think Pele is also like the volcano in Hawaii, but I'm not all sure. But she's connected to the volcano in some way. I will go through, I have like a book here with all the stories, and I will go through them and because I can't remember all the stories in detail. It's just too much for my brain, my little brain. All right. And then, as I said, the key theme is the 10 of, the 9 of Wands, actually, the 9 of Wands. I thought it was the 10 of Wands, but it's the 9 of Wands. Well, yeah, okay, fine. And then as additional cards, the Magician in reverse came out, which is, I love that card in this deck. It's like the godmother, the great godmother or something, like the Cinderella story. And the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. They came out together. They were not flipped around, but I kind of have the feeling that I should take them as clarity cards for this reading. All right, let me get into this for just a bit. All right, let's talk about the theme first, because I'm really drawn to this card first. So, and I already started talking about it. So, you see this in this picture. You see this girl. I think her name is Anna or Anushka or something. Walking through. It's about Baba Yaga also. I think like the evil witch. Baba Yaga. Maybe she isn't so evil. I will actually take a look. Give me a second. So I looked up the story in the book. And it's called Vasilisa the Beautiful. It's a Russian fairy tale, so you can look that up for yourself and maybe find a version to read through the text for yourself, because it is the main theme for this year. And it talks, like I already kind of explained what it talks about, but I will not go into all the details of the story. However, what is important that there's this girl, as I said, quite similar to Cinderella. She is being challenged with some tasks she should complete. which she can't, but she does with the help of a little doll that she got from her mother, that her mother died and blessed her. And so with the help of that doll, which I think represents the light within her, like her soul and her connection to her intuition and her own soul and her own light, and by staying connected to that, by staying focused with onto that, she manages to finish those tasks and to move through the evil plan of her stepmother. And actually, like, the last sentence is quite heavy. It says, when Vasilisa arrived back at the hut, the skull magically burned her stepmother and stepsisters to ashes. I'm not sure I'm like on board with that, but might be a bit, like a bit, I mean, maybe our old is talking about forgiveness and stuff like that. But anyways, I think like it also talks about like no matter what is going on around you, focus on your light, focus on your strength, focus on your soul, try to be connected with that and let your intuition guide you. So we started with a key theme. Let's go through the other cards now. So the energy coming in is the Six of Wands. It is in reverse, but I think so the Six of Wands is talking about success. It's also talking in this depiction, in this card or in this deck, especially it's talking about success when you listen to your own plan and don't necessarily do what others want you to do, but you trust your own intuition, you trust that you are able and capable of carving your own way. I will also tell you the name of the story. Carving your own way, you can go your own way. Da, 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 da. So the story is called Yennenga. It's from Burkina Faso, and I think if I remember correctly, it's in this little booklet. It says it's a warrior princess Yennenga, and her father wants her to work for him, basically, to stick with his tribe or their tribe, but she rebels and she seeks her own path and recognition for her deeds. So, and that it is the key opportunity, because it's also indicating that it won't necessarily be easy. We have to we have to believe in it, we have to focus on it, and that's also the what will be helpful. We have to as the High Priestess is coming out, which is representative of our intuition and our soul and our connection to the hidden realms and to our ability to pull through the information that we need in order to move on our soul's path. That is what she represents. Talked so much. Where was I? We need, we need to focus on that. It won't be necessarily easy. We have to work for that. We have to really be determined to spiritual practice. That's actually something that I heard in the forecast for 2024 by Lee Harris. Really good forecast. I actually was a bit distracted while I was listening to it, but I will listen to it again. But I really like him because he is very soft. He gives very good guidance, I think, or his guides give very good guidance. But in a gentle kind of way, and not in a everything will be horrific. So go to the countryside and hide. I'm not necessarily a friend of those kind of predictions anymore, because they just they just freak everybody out, or at least they freak me out. That is the key opportunity. The key opportunity will be to rise. To be persistent, to focus on what we want, and to believe that we can do it, but also to be okay with, or learning to be okay with going upstream or against all the other fishes. to go our own way and not to, and that is the key challenge, not to listen to others, not to start arguing for what we believe is true. But to, not to be, that's one of my themes, not to be getting caught up in I forgot the word. Maybe that's a good sign. And I don't even know the word anymore. But yeah, not to argue why this is the right thing for you to do, or like not to try to make everybody else understand what you believe is true. So like, don't get caught up in your personal struggle, like with other people, or in other people's opinions. And like, this is the right way, no, this is the right way, blah blah blah. Like, everybody's just like fighting against everybody. That is not helpful. I mean, we should have learned that a long time ago, but we didn't. So yeah. Yeah, but what else did I want to say? There was something that got lost. But also, like, not to get caught up in the collective things, the things that will go on in the collective, right? Like, I mean, we have like a couple of wars, like 2 ones that are heavily being discussed in the media, but probably more that I don't know of. And like, this is like that. There's a lot of heavy energy out there. Might be possible that this will even like light up more. We also have the South Node, the North Node in Aries, the warrior. And like, the goal, of course, I have 3 planets in Aries, so like, my goal, of course, is not like to fight all the time, but to become the sacred warrior, so like the rebel with a cause. So like, to fight for the right thing, and not necessarily to fight as in like hurt other people and kill everyone, but fighting in a way like, I will move on my path, and I will stand up for the things that I believe in, no matter what. And that, of course, can be very, very scary. At least I think so. So yeah, awesome. So the key, what is that? Key challenge, key opportunity. Oh, that's a key opportunity. Wait. Oh, that's the energy. That was not the key opportunity. That was the energy coming in. So like, that's like what is already, I think it's already kind of like present, right? We have been, so like, let's talk about the strength in reverse for the last year a bit. For me, that's a match, definitely. I really had like, like, the strength card upright is like, in the original tarot, you see a woman and a lion being like in harmony with each other. And it talks about really like captivating, is that the right word? I don't know. Like, really embodying your strength, really embodying all your aspects, and not only all your aspects, but the aspects that are like embodying or integrating, having integrated your animalistic side. And the animalistic side is also like to be determined, to focus, to be like, like to don't let go. And this card, actually, in this spread, in this deck, talks about not letting go, because it's like a story about what's it called? Tam Lin. It's from Scotland, Scottish fairy tale. Even though sometimes like, you find very, very similar stories in different countries. So sometimes I'm surprised by the origin of the stories. I was like, that's from like The Beauty and the Beast. I think it's from Japan, and I did not know that. Anyways, so the strength card, like Tam Lin, who is this Tam Lin again? Was it the woman or like another fellow? I will look it up. No, see, the girl's name was Janet. Makes me reminds me of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I don't think it has anything to do with it though. So like, and she falls in love with this guy, Tam Lin, or at least they meet and make a baby. And then she finds out that he is being captivated by the fairy queen fairy queen, and the only way to release him and make him her husband and make him for like also like take care of the baby. It's a funny story somehow. Is to catch him, like when the procession of the or like, is it what's it called? Yeah, procession of the fairies moves past her, to grab that husband, and no matter what happens, don't let go until dawn. And so she manages to do that, but the trick is like that he changes, like the fairy will transform him all the time in different animals. So he changes it's like a rough ride. I imagine it to be a rough ride on like battling with that thing, with Tam Lin. But she manages to do that. She doesn't let go. So it's also like talking in this specifically in this deck. It's talking a lot about determination and to not let go no matter what happens. So it's like very similar, like kind of like a very similar theme, but it's like, so like for me at least, like the last year, like my determination was tested, but I succeeded. I was like finally, like getting myself out of a lot of unhealthy patterns and states. But so that this is what we came out of, and like it was a 7-year numerologically seventh year, or like number 7 year. And the number 7 can stand for challenges and like more, like having to go through a process of transmutation and transformation and like releasing and like facing things that we, like things coming up that we don't like and we didn't want to look at, right? And so like this was like that, it's in reverse also like stands for that, like it was kind of like a struggle, or could have been a struggle. For me it was. Don't know about you guys, but yeah, so there were like a lot of challenges and like, but to keep focus on the goal. So it's a very similar energy, but this year is like, like this year 2024 seems to be more manageable, that we actually will reach a point of success. And so because the key opportunity is the 9 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles in this deck is, or like in general, speaks of abundance, but it's not necessarily about abundance that just comes to us magically through the, through the fairy godmother, but it's man-made abundance. I don't know, that sounds weird, but like it's the abundance that we manage to create, it's the wealth that we manage to create ourselves, the life that we manage to create ourselves. And the story is called Watermelon Man. More or less. Not exactly, but there he is. The Legend of the Watermelon. And is there anything in there? Yeah, I don't think I have to go into the story so much, but it's like, it's in the guidebook, it says, represents success. Hard work and patience have resulted in a successful harvest, and now even the emperor enjoys my TM's watermelons. The road was long and hard, but the rewards well worth the effort. And like that is like the key opportunity, which is awesome. And this is also like matching the number 8 here, because the number 8 also talks about abundance and wealth and success. And but it is in reverse, so it's like also like kind of like a reminder, like just because you can't see it yet, just because it doesn't come in like right around January, stay connected to it. It like you might not see it yet. It might be the beginning of something, of that wealth, or the like wealth or abundance, as in what is valuable for you. That might be money, that might be a house and stuff, and we all need money to some degree. I actually don't need that much, as I figured out, but because abundance often comes to me through in other forms, which is interesting and awesome. Anyways, so like that means something like that. And it's important, like that we create this abundance, or like the abundance that we want, or the prosperity, how Richard Rudd always calls it, that's like the founder of the Gene Keys, if you are interested in that. Prosperity as in how can I prosper? What makes me prosper, right? Like also like there's like this element of growth in it. And also that is like, it's important that we pick something that is in alignment with our soul, with what we are here to experience on this planet, and not necessarily like that we're not coming out of fear, from a place of fear. I need abundance, I need safety. I'm hearing this very often, like especially because people, like they try to help me And they often do help me, not necessarily with what they say though. Because, you know, like a lot of people tell me, yeah, but, you know, like if you have this and if you have, because like maybe to explain it, my lifestyle is challenging actually, like because I don't have a proper place to, or like a long-term living place in this place that I'm at right now. I will stay until Sunday, which will be like, I don't know, 3 more days or something. Then I have to move into another place and I don't even know this place yet. And I'm also unfortunately not really rich yet. So it's, you know, it's a challenge and it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. And the other things, like my whole lifestyle is like, you know, like for a lot of people a bit off, a bit weird or a bit like challenging. They are like, why are you picking something that is so challenging? And on some level they're right. But on, you know, like it all comes down, in the end it all comes down to your values. What do you value? And if you value, you know, like if you do value safety, that's awesome. Nothing wrong with that. But, you know, like, however, you know, like, you need to make sure that it's coming, that this value of safety really comes from your truth, from your soul. And we all, you know, like want that to some degree, but also like the other side of, the flip side of that is that there is no real safety. And well, yeah. But of course it's nice to have money on the bank account. Well, I think it's really nice. And I think that because it's really rarely the case for me. Or it hasn't been often the case for me in the last years. So what did I want to say with like, so like, you know, like the abundance you create or the wealth you create, really look at this word prosperous or prosperity instead. I would really recommend that, because it comes with the question, what riches make me grow? What riches make me feel like I'm abundant? Not, you know, like, I mean, some people have like, I guess, millions on their bank account, but do they really feel abundant? Because that can be a difference. And for especially those people who don't have a lot of money, that seems odd. Not really understandable. Yeah, like, of course you will feel abundant if you have like millions on your bank account. But I think that's not necessarily the case, because true prosperity and true abundance comes from the inside. It's a feeling. It's not something that can come from the outside. And that's also what all these amazing spiritual teachers tell us all the time. Even though, and also for me, it's not always easy to, you know, like to get there. I've been like, I can tell you, like I have been through a rough ride these last years in order to become more stable within myself and to feel more abundant within my life, despite the fact that I do not often don't necessarily have a lot of money. But I have an amazing place to live right now. I have food, I have everything I need. So yeah, we need to focus on creating that prosperity from our truth, from our soul. And therefore, again, this is like the key challenge. No, that is like what is helpful. Anyways, what is helpful is, you know, like it's in reverse. That's why I probably thought it was a challenge. It's like, therefore, like in order to keep ourselves in check, to keep ourselves on track and on the right path, we need to check in with our higher selves. We need to check in with our soul. Maybe not higher self is always like so outside of ourselves, but we need to check in with our soul. We need to feel into the things. And that's what I remember from the forecast of Lee Harris. He said that it's really important that we develop a strong spiritual practice this year, because it won't necessarily be easy, and we need to make sure that we ourselves are in check. And I thought like he was talking directly to me because I have been, you know, like I have been neglecting that a bit, because when I'm in stressful situations, I have to move around all the time. I'm maybe living with other people and like there are other rules there or something. Then I am, you know, like challenged with keeping my own habits and my own routine up. For those who are interested, I have no Virgo placements and also no Capricorn, so I blame the stars. So we need to, you know, like if that resonates with you, make sure that you have a strong spiritual routine. And that can be easy, like it's just like how we start the day and how we end the day. And if it's 10 minutes of breath work, or 10 minutes of visioning, or 10 minutes of journaling, or whatever speaks to you, there is no right or wrong way to do this, but it's just the only thing that it like is important, that it is grounding for you, that it helps you ground, and it helps you to feel connected to yourself. Joy also, like, oh, I feel joy right now, so like that joy is a very, very good way of staying connected. So for me, that always that is often singing, because it makes me, it makes me feel joy, and joy raises your vibration. And when you're joyful, then it's easier to stay connected with your heart, because you feel your heart. Right? Where do you feel joy? Where do you feel love? This is like in this area, it gets activated through that. So it might also be, sometimes the best spiritual practice is actually to do something that brings you joy. And that, again, can be, it can be drawing, it can be listening to music, it can be watching a funny movie, it can be going out with others, with meeting like-minded or loving people. It can be different for everybody, and it can also be different on, the time of day or the day. So yeah, but that I would note that down for myself. Probably later, do something to feel joy. Because I myself often get caught up in working. I have to do this, I have to do that, I want to do this, and I want to do that. And also within my spiritual routine even. Sometimes I'm like, I have to meditate, I have to check in. And that's also, if it's really helpful in that moment, then awesome, do it. But sometimes it might be better to, when did I last talk to a friend? When was the last time that I just hung out with someone and, telling each other jokes or something? I actually never do that. But maybe this year will be the year when I start to do that. All right, so let's finish this up in a second. What is hindering? And we have like the Queen of Wands, but it's in reverse. And I already said, it's basically it's like the Queen of Wands can be a very powerful energy and a very strong energy, very connected to high frequency fire, inspiration, passion, new, creating something new, studying something new, being full of energy. Like for me, that's almost like the opposite of being depressed, like being on fire and yes, and feeling strong about it, being like a creator, creating. But it's in reverse. So the key challenge tells us, or what is hidden is actually, it's not the key challenge, it's what is hidden. I don't know why I'm bringing everything. Yeah. Anyways, so it's what is hidden. So the hidden concern or something. So it's important, basically don't start a fire that you can't put out. Don't be careful about your steps. Be careful not to maybe get into fights again with this key challenge. Is it? Yes. Thank God. So don't start a fire. Don't get caught up in the heat, or don't be too it's all about on some level it's all about having a healthy self-esteem. But self-esteem, don't push it. Don't do too much. Don't step on other people's toes if you don't really have to. You can defend yourself. You can speak your truth, but you can also. Sometimes it's better to take a step back, because maybe in that moment it wouldn't be helpful at all to speak your truth, and not in a way of I'm trying to keep myself safe. Even though that can also be a good reason for it. Sometimes that's sometimes that's good, but more sometimes it's really not necessary. It's just really not necessary to annoy somebody else, or to get into a fight, or to maybe throw your own perceptions and your own ideas, throw somebody off through having to or feeling the need to say something. All right, the camera just stopped. I don't know why. Anyway, so like that is one of the messages that I'm getting with it. I will actually, I kind of have the feeling there's something else. I want to pick a clarity card for that. I will be right back with you. Okay, so I'm like getting the message, like it's actually like just a confirmation. Yeah, like don't be, like don't be pushy, or like don't push everybody else out of the way in order to have it your way, and like so it's not all about like me, and like no matter what I will I will be determined, but I will also be an ass to others. So like don't justify acting in a like nonchalant kind of way in order to get your way. That's not what is meant. Okay, let's look at the last card, like the theme again, and the last two cards. Yeah, okay, so like the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune, both in reverse, are telling us that our fears might really get triggered. Our fears might really get triggered. Because, and also we might like our faith might also be really tested. And our trust, I like the word trust even better, because like faith is like, and trust is like really, it grounds us. So that might get triggered this year. And it might, even if it looks like we are heading into disaster and we're not able to create what we want. That will be the Magician. Or we're creating, as a collective, we're creating turmoil and chaos. Stick to your path and trust. Remember to trust and find anything that will help you to do that. Like-minded people, always really, really good idea. As I said, I'm thinking about creating a couple of services, also group services and workshops that are designed to do that, to help us, stay connected, to, be with like-minded people, and to help us give guidance on how to be connected with our truth and our true selves. All right, I think I want to pick. This is the end of the reading. I will pick 3 more cards, or 4 more cards, I think. One from this deck. It's called the Sacred Rebels deck from Alana Fairchild. I really like it, and I think it's quite fitting. So we are asking for 1 card that will be representing the energy for us this year, or what might be also helpful. For the collective. Oh, 2 cards, okay, awesome. Oh, okay, 3 cards. No, I can't ignore this one. All right, we have inspiration. So really, that's nice. For me, that card also speaks of joy, and also to be connected to our truth and to what we are really here, why we're here, what we want to bring through on this planet during this time. And and that is something that will bring you joy, that will be somehow on some level connected to joy. Can also be sometimes something you just cannot not do. And which might also scare you. But this card is, I think, talking about, I think it's also it says inspiration. I will not read the card, the guidebook for this, because it's really long text. And sometimes the cards say something different than what is in the text. But I will just go with my intuition on these ones. But yeah, I think this is also what is helpful. Imagine going to create these sacred spaces, create a sanctuary for yourself where you can just sit and create and imagine of what you want to bring through, and do this in a way that is as joyful for you, and like, you know, like, how do you say that? Where there's no judgment, you know, like it's not about just imagining things that are like where it's like actually possible to bring them through, or what is reasonable or something. It's just like, for the first step, just let yourself imagine, what do you want? What would you want to create? What will make you happy? Like, just in a very, very imaginative and creative kind of way. The second card that came out was Follow Your Own Rhythm. Do I really have to say anything else about it? I think we were talking about this quite a couple of times during that reading. So, follow your own rhythm. Allow yourself to dance, to live according to your own rules and your own terms. And that's why I can't ignore this card, going beyond normal. And I think this card very much, to me, speaks about Aquarius, the Aquarius nature, inventive, but also like truthful. It's a lot about truth. That's again like why I was thinking about this series, Marvelous Miss Maisel. Because dare to dream something new, dare to speak your truth, and dare to live the life according to your own rules, to your own rhythm. And so like those are the cards. All right, I think I won't pick more cards. I think this is quite enough. All right. So that was the reading for the collective for the year 2024. Quite interesting. Like as I said, I'm very curious about this year. I'm not really scared, but like I think we have to be up for the challenge. We have to embrace. Like I was just reading, like maybe that's the last thing I will share. So I just realized that I have the pathway of struggle in human design. It doesn't matter if you don't know what I'm talking about, but so like it basically says that I learn and grow through struggle, which is awesome, like awesome channel to have. I was very happy when I found out, but it also resonated because I kind of like tend to pick challenges and pick challenging situations. And my soul kind of like does this in order to grow, because there was like the most growth in there for me, apparently. Again, I'm not necessarily happy about that, but it also says to, you know, like that you have to learn how to embrace the struggle, embrace the challenges, because only if we embrace that we can learn from them, and we can. There's always gold hidden in the shit. There is, you know, like I have this saying, like your deepest wound holds your highest potential. And I believe that, because again and again and again, I find that this is true. And also within the struggling situation or challenging situations that I went through the last year, I was often able to understand. I said, I know why it is like that right now. I see why it's actually a good thing, but it still sucks. And I was still complaining also, like, you know, like I was like, it didn't make it necessarily better, but it made it a little bit easier, because I could understand why on my personal, it was important, or it was good for me on my personal journey, and like what I was able to learn through those situations. And like that is very important and good way to try to see that it won't always work. And that's okay too, right? It doesn't mean that we are not, that we, you know, it's not okay to complain a little. I actually made myself the promise that I will stop complaining. I actually already kind of like did. Sometimes, of course, I still do, but I'm like, you know, like I have more awareness on it, and I'm like trying to remember, or remind myself of not getting caught up in complaining. But sometimes, of course, it's okay to, you know, like be sad about something, or to be angry even. But also to try to see that at the same time these situations are there for us. You know, like you hear this, like the situation is happening for you, not against you or something. I don't know, I don't remember. But yeah, hopefully you know what I mean. So yeah, so I don't know why this song is coming in all the time. It's like let's stay together and feel alright. That's like kind of, I don't know, for 3 days or something I have this song in my ear. The other one that was coming up for like earlier, like before I started the reading, was You Can Go Your Own Way. I think it's from, what are they called? Damn it, I always forget the name. Why? They're pretty famous. You can go your own way, and the rest I don't remember, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, maybe that's a good song for this year. And let's stay together and feel all right. I think that's also like a good message. So let's do that. All right. That was my reading for 2024. I hope you liked it. If you want to book your personal reading, you can go to my website and find out about the different options. I have, as I said, other stuff coming up. Hopefully I will announce that soon. I'm working on that right now. That like other services that are designed to support you and help you in connecting to your truth and yourself in a very short amount of time. Like have like a technique and stuff to do that. That is designed to help us this year. All right. And besides that, I wish you all a fantastic new year, 2024, with lots of blessings, with lots of strength and the ability to see clearly, to be connected to your heart, to be connected to nice and amazing people who are like-minded and are supportive of your soul's path and your wishes and your dreams. And I hope that, of course, all your dreams come true. We'll see. All right. Much, much love and bye-bye.